Welcome to the Squad Games Podcast. Squad Games Podcast.
So everyone, I have something to say. I recorded this in the car, and specifically has to do with my mama. So here we go.
I just got back from a kill team tournament, dude. They had some banana bread there, dude. Hell yeah. My mama said that sometimes good things happen. And this time, they had banana bread at the tournament, dude. Hell yeah. But sometimes bad things happen, right? Like when you beat a guy and he blames his dice, dude. Hell no. And then sometimes when you lose initiative roll every round, dude. Hell no. And then sometimes a Pathfinder player plays a worthy cause on turning point 1, stealing initiative, dude, and then goes up and kills 7 of your models, dude. I just painted them dudes and they died, dude. Hell no. But sometimes at tournaments, they have banana bread, bro. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think my favorite part is always like his face is always so straightforward and just like it pops up then disappears again. Like he got surprised.
It's the crazy eyes that get me.
It's the crazy eyes is part of it, you know? It's like it's the charm, you know?
Absolutely. I get that from my grandpappy. You can tell that Pathfinders have scarred me, you know?
Seriously, like, and how often do you even play against Pathfinders, you know?
A few too many times.
A few too many times.
The last time I played against Pathfinders was it was Chris Baki, and it was a hell no experience.
He committed.
Tell me where the path he's touched you.
Seriously,
in my brain.
He committed a sin, dude.
No, but in all seriousness, today we have James Robinson.
Ooh.
Hello there.
And we are going to be talking about the Midsummer Mayhem and also the Hernkyn Yaegirs. That's what we're going to be talking about. I'm pretty sure, isn't the Yaegirs like the giant things from Pacific Rim?
Yeah, they're Jaegers. They fight the
I thought they were like German hillmen.
I mean, that's also correct, but this is...
Is that really what it is? So those big robots in Pacific Rim are just German foot soldiers or something? Hill fighters?
Giant robotic German foot soldiers.
Do you think that technology was developed in Germany? No,
it was definitely by the Hernkyn. Is that not clear?
That's fair. That is fair. But yeah, so James, you ended up taking the compendium, and did you run every single round? You ran just 12 Nurgle like dudes for Chaos Demons?
I had to. A smart person would not, but I got challenged to by Kyle, so I had no choice in the matter. It was a done deal.
Yeah, well, I mean, he still took third, so I don't know how dumb of a deal it was.
Impressive, by the way, because there's a lot of very good players with teams that had like real rules, you know?
True, but taking 12 Plague Walkers or Poxwalkers to a loot mission is suicide.
Is that what you played Jimmy Kelly on?
Yes, I just kind of cried for the first turn as I walked like an inch forward, and he looted like every single point.
And you still only lost by 2, right? He just couldn't. The mandrakes just could not kill you.
Well, I just walked to the point that this stuff is mine, and he says, "No, kill me." 4 turns later, I'm still here. Can I catch you? Absolutely not. I spent 2 turns chasing a guy around a corner while he was a courier. I could not catch him.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's the elf. That's elves, you know, going trying to be tricksy, like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he if you even got close to him, he could have probably tried to teleport too. So, you know.
Oh, he did. He's pop smoking Batman away. Smoke grenade.
It just sounds amazing. Sounds like a very fun game to watch. But also, you won judge's favorite for the painting competition.
Yep.
While you didn't get first, second, or third, or best single model, your models, we really enjoyed the style and aesthetic and the basing specifically that you did for all of your models.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are they called? The Demons of Slanesh?
The Tzeentch. The Tzeentch. Tzeentch Flamers.
Tzeentch Horrors.
And which one do you like better? Because the Nurgle bases and the Tzeentch bases were completely different.
Completely different. It was absolutely the Tzeentch ones for me.
I like them both. I think the Nurgle ones really reminded me of your old Gellerbox. So we've kind of seen that before. And then the resin water bases that you had for the Tzeentch models, just the two basing types was just like really over the top and really chaosified. So they were really entertaining and cool to see.
Yes.
Well, if I bring Compendium again, I'll have some bloodletters jumping out in some blood.
There you go.
There you go.
Did you use like a deep pour epoxy resin or one of the water effects to get your bases that way?
For the Tzeentch, it's actually a hollow base I printed, and then I put some Woodland Scenics liquid water. It's like that fake river stuff. I think it's made from silicon.
Yep.
Whereas I glue down the model so it doesn't fall over, pour the silicon, and I take a bunch of different paints and kind of swirl in there and let it kind of disperse, get that warpy looking effect.
Cool.
And then I take a big hammer, smash some obsidian, chuck it inside, call it a day.
I like it. Now, another really cool feat that James Robinson has done is he has come to every single one of our first
anniversary tournaments.
So he was there day one, our very first tournament we ever ran, and you won. You know, you beat Emmanuel with Death Guard.
To be fair, he beat himself. He told me what to do.
Yeah, well, that sounds like Emmanuel. And then on day two, and then the year two, what did you bring? Oh, you brought Star Striders. You were doing really well. And then you ran into Austin playing Casterkin, and he barely beat you, I believe.
He killed everyone but Vane, and Vane by himself turned point 3 and 4, killed 4 operatives total. So he was kind of sweating by the end. Vane would not die.
Yeah, and then you played Wyatt at the end of that event, and it was you guys did something. You want to tell us everyone what you did at the end of that? You guys both took like something attack op.
One of the attack ops is basically your leader has to get more points than the enemy leader. It's a glory to House Vane, I believe. So we decided, all right, we're going to have a leader duel. So we started off, we just both charged into each other, and my Vane was just better. I had a cooler hat. Nice.
Cooler hats usually win the day, you know?
And my dog, named Albus, also won, the most important part.
Yeah.
His dog got hit by a spaceship laser. Did not survive.
Damn.
That's fair. That is fair. And then you brought Compendium Demons to this. I remember we were talking, I think, just a couple days before the tournament, and you're like, oh, I haven't played in a while. Blah, 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 blah. I don't think I'm that good anymore. And then, like, you show up and you're like, yeah, I'm going to play Compendium and get third place. Like, I'm not good. I'm just fucking here, you know?
The main reason to bring Demons or Compendium was to troll Austin, who says he can't win his Compendium. So that was the goal.
I mean, that's fair.
Man, spite and pettiness is the best.
I think my favorite thing is, like, Austin, I called a couple days before as well. And we were talking about it. And I was like, well, you know, 4 Compendium are at the event. You know, you could go 0-4 and just lose to every Compendium there. And it really got into his head. And then I think the very first, how everyone knows, I'm gonna put this on blast. Austin almost lost to Plasma Spam's Eric Cecil playing Compendium Orcs at LVO, and then he did lose to Gene Stealers at LVO. He still placed 6th place at LVO, but he lost to a Compendium. And then he lost a Compendium at the Pacific Skirmish, and everyone knows who Austin is. He's a pretty good player out here on the West Coast, and so he has this thing that he just can't beat Compendium. You know, there's too much math there or something. I don't know. And then he played your wife, Evelyn, round 1 and was like, I cannot lose to Compendium. And went to super mega try hard. How's Evelyn feeling, by the way?
She's doing better. Today's her birthday, so
That's amazing. That's amazing. Make sure you tell her happy birthday from us.
Yes.
we'll do. The best present, though, is a nerf to Pathfinders.
Yeah, -1 operative, right?
Absolutely. -1 attack up they can bring.
There you go.
Hey,
There you
I
go.
like that. I like that.
Yeah. So it's funny that you did so well at this event, just because you typically perform very well at all of our anniversary events. Did you have any favorite standout moments or opponents at the Midsummer Mayhem?
Playing Jimmy is always a good time. It's always a struggle, and I had to think out of the box for this one because I was just, extremely slow. Even blowing the little horn, I could only get 5 inches max. And that's a 2-turn setup. Meanwhile, he's dashed about 15 times. He actually laps around the board a couple times too, laughing at me. But I think the best part is when I'm trying to catch this guy, he's just smoke bombing, teleporting away. I'm just getting annoyed. I go to loot something. He does a free dash, interrupts it, gets a free APL, steals it. I'm sitting there going, why? Why did I bring this team? And then he goes to punch me in the face, and I get like 6 feeling pains and laugh.
That's why you brought the team.
That's why I brought the team.
Yeah.
It's just swingy moments, and works for both of us too. He has like that pseudo feeling of pain on his leader, the cornucopia, whatever it's called, the 5+. It just worked perfectly just when he needs it every single time. It was glorious.
Are you talking about his feel no pain on the leader?
Yeah, it's like the
Oubliex?
Whatever that was. Yes,
Yeah.
that French word.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's a shadow demon word, but still, it's too hard to pronounce for me.
Watch, it just means like sandwich. No, it doesn't, but that'd be funny if it was.
Orion Wolfong might know what it is, since his name means like something in German too. Like,
He's
who knows?
Oh yeah, it is sandwich.
Also sandwich.
It's funny, that was your only loss of the event, right? Was to Jimmy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've actually played him before when he was demons. When I was cultists, he brought poxwalkers and demons, and I actually ended up tying him that game. Also a very close game. Came down to my mind wish just knocking out his APL by 1, so he couldn't get far enough to the point. So now you know how it feels, Jimmy.
Yeah, and it was cool because we had quite a few brand new people come to the event. A guy who works at Riot and plays at Riot came by and played the event. A guy named Mike came by, and a listener of the podcast. Hi, Mike. And
shout out to Mike.
Yeah, he showed up day of, and he was like, "Oh, I've never played before." Blah 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 blah. And I was like, "Well, today's your chance, my guy. Come and play. Come and learn." He's like, "Oh, I think I'm going to be too slow." I was like, "No, dude, come play. This is your chance. Like, let's go." And then he ended up jumping in and getting all 4 games in. Had a blast. We also had a few others that we had 4 people come from Vegas. We had Robert Padan, the farthest traveler. He came from Reno. A couple people from the Bay Area, a lot of people from San Diego, and we ended up having 40 players at Midsummer Mayhem this year. So it's really cool to see it go from, I think 7 players where we couldn't even like sell out the event, and that's with you and Saya playing. I think there was 5 people total. And then year 2, we had 24 players, and then year 3, which we sold out the 24 player event. And then this year we sold out at 42, but we had 2 drops. So, yeah.
So based on trend line analysis, next year is 84.
Oh God.
I
hope so.
We probably could have done 48. I think the thing that really limited us was space.
Yeah.
Next is only 42. So like,
yeah, and it was pretty tight. I was kind of worried when everyone was in there showing up. It was kind of really tight. But once everyone kind of went to their assigned locations, like the players at the play space, it felt better. But during lunch, people had to like spread out. Some people went outside and stuff like that. We definitely pushed the the limits of the store. But shout out to Anthony and Loaded Dice for letting us run such an amazing event at his store. He's
absolutely,
he's a legend.
Definitely having that powerful AC helps so much.
Oh my God, so much. Man, the best thing about that store, TBH, man. And,
I was actually cold.
I like how clean the store is. I don't know about you.
All the above.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably one of the best things you could do as a store owner is clean. If you're just kind of clean, it shows you care.
Absolutely. I think there's too many stores we've seen that
neglect that part. And I get it, maybe if they're such a small staff, but it's like that's a thing you really could do, and a lot of people will remember that,
To me, I think it's probably about 50% of the stores, I don't know if that's the same everywhere, but probably 50% of the stores seem to lack in that design or cleanliness area. It's like when I used to work in security, right? You go to these nightclubs, and I used to work in a nightclub called Aura, and they kept it dark as fuck, like dark, right? And you'd go in there, and it was like my very first like nightclub I ever worked in. I was learning the ropes and all that kind of stuff. And then it was always dark for a reason, right? And oh man, I haven't gone over the porn star's birthday, have I? I'm gonna have to do that in our
redacted.
In our redacted. That was exciting, but that's besides the point. When everyone would leave, they turned the lights on to clean. And I tell you what, bars, unless if it's like an outdoor bar where there's sunlight where people can come and see, or something like that, bars inside are fucking gross, right? But I feel like it's because there's so many people that come there. And I feel like sometimes game stores can kind of get that way too. But not all of them. So, we appreciate that. But, did you have we also streamed the event, which was cool, right? We gave out 27 trophies. We gave out like a bunch of prizes. We had Tyler Russo, from $1 Billion Clown Farm, was also there, and he took 10th with Geller Pox. He was actually fighting for first, and then he lost the last round, which dropped him quite a bit. But he was an amazing competitor as well. Did you have any favorite moments on stream for those 4 games?
Oh, there was a handful. I think we had like 3 anomalies, which are really, I should stop calling them anomalies and just highlights. And
the bolter.
I cannot remember any of them right now, but I remember 3 separate times. I think 2 happened in one game, and then another one happened somewhere else. That everyone was just like, what? Oh, I remembered it now. All right. So Joshua Kelly was playing against Tyler Russo. And, I had thought like, all right, I think Joshua's got this in the bag. He already did some incredible
Nemesis
blasts.
Claw versus Gellerpox, right?
Exactly. He already got some good blasts off already. Killed some of the smaller guys. He's going after the big guys now. He takes his plasma, overcharges it, does like, oh God, I don't know, maybe like, 25 damage, some amount. Close, it can't be 25. At least 20 damage. He's getting all these hits in. He couldn't kill the Hulk. He does it again next turn, couldn't kill the Hulk. Does it a third time, couldn't kill it with that guy. Had to kill it with another guy, and then the Hulk goes down. But that was 3 turns of killing one guy, which I think summed up to about 43 wounds, which is insane. And honestly, I think that cost him the game. Those 2 turns of just not killing that Hulk and then getting killed by that Hulk,
So do you think if he just ignored the Hulk, that it probably would have been better?
Well, he did for a while. He was killing the small stuff, but then the Hulk was right there, and you have a plasma pistol. It's literally the best gun that he could use against this guy, and he was not killing him.
Jeez,
like, oh,
that is
doesn't
rough.
work. You ignore Hulk. Hulk does not ignore you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and the Hulk was right in his face too, because that's what he was going for. He's pushing to stop him from getting objectives, which made sense. He should have, mathematically should have killed him. But he made those crazy saves.
Yeah.
Sometimes, feel no pain is strong, man.
We also had... there was another moment that I remember walking up, and I thought it was really funny. Kyle Norman, he was also playing Nemesis Claw. This was a very Nemesis Claw Mandrake heavy event. And Mandrakes got first, Wormblade got second, and Compendium got third. Compendium Demons. But Kyle was fighting against Phobos, and he rolled 4 6s on just a normal bolt pistol shooting, and straight up just killed the Phobos, just outright, just 4 crits. I think he made 1 crit save or something like that, and just died. Sorry, David.
His Emperor is weak.
Yeah, we will always we'll meme that for a while. And then I liked that we also got Andrew Ramos. He's an amazing friend of ours. We kind of introduced him to the hobby, and it's nice to see him grow in the past year and a half. I think his very first event was it All Valley?
I think it was All Valley.
Just number 1, right? He didn't make it last year. So he's been in the hobby now for a year and a half, 2 years, year and a half.
He goes on and off because it depends on the school schedule.
Yeah, but he was playing against another brand new competitor to a tournament who took 11th, Kristen.
Mm-hmm.
And Kristen, I walked up to her because I think she took 11th at the tournament, and I walked up to her and I was like, "Yo, no one told me you're such a shark." Like, what? And she's like, "Oh, I always lose to Melty and G," and I was like, "Yeah, but they're good."
It's all the training, you know. Like,
yeah, dude.
I'm afraid one day she's going to surpass me, and she's beating me now, so it's starting to happen.
Well, she's you're Master Roshi and she's Goku.
There
right?
you go. One day it's going to happen.
Yeah, one day she's going to pass you, and go win the tournament of world champions. She also won best single model. Her Necrons were outstanding.
That Chronomancer, oof.
Yeah, and
that's good.
Yeah, what's cool, what was great about her models that I don't think we've ever seen a Necron scheme like that before. And it was her first Warhammer team that she's ever painted, but she's painted a lot of D&D models. So her skill comes from like more of a fantasy background, and from at least what my wife was telling me. And they really showed she did an excellent job, because there's some amazing painters at this event. Wyatt had some amazing void dancers. Samoan Matt, I won't say his real name because I don't have permission yet. Samoan Matt, because I can't say it. That's why, everyone.
Tyler Russo with his Gellerpox.
Tyler Russo, yeah,
so good.
Yeah, they were amazing.
Aiden also,
and then Aiden, oh my god, Aiden,
always Aiden.
Dude, that dude he is just a fucking beast. Aiden is a fucking monster. Like, his painting, his style, everything he comes with, how good of a sportsmanship is, dude. That dude is a literal growing legend in Southern California. One of the best people in Kill Team right now. I would say probably worldwide. I would stake that on anyone. If anyone wanted to say they had a better Kill Team player or a better person in Kill Team, I think that Aiden takes that spot.
Yeah, he's a competitive good guy.
Yeah, sorry, Orion. You've literally been dethroned.
He's going to be so humble about it because he's also a competitive good guy.
He is. He'd be like, "That's okay. That's okay."
And every time he gets even nicer and nicer. I keep thinking he maxes out. And he donates a whole team for the prize pool. Makes everyone super, super jealous.
Yep, dude. Aiden came to the Midsummer Mayhem. He was like, "Hey, can I donate a team to because I have too many teams on my shelf. Like, I need space." I was like, "Yeah, dude, sure, cool, amazing." And then he brings the team who he won best painted at the All Valley team tournament last year. He literally won best painted with this team, and then just gave it away. Like a whole every tournament,
give it away now.
Every tournament, this dude rolls up with a brand new painted team, and then he also rolls up and just paints extra things and stuff, and just gives that away too. Homie's fucking out there, bro.
And he has a style. Like his is a style. Like, now when you see it, that's an Aiden, an Aiden original.
Absolutely. Fucking legend.
Fucking legend, mate.
Indeed. He gave away a team of those Kit Bash Salamanders too at the last Loaded Dice event, so it's a trend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think Saya walked home with the Under the Sea Legionary.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
After stealing from poor Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Under the Legionary.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I mean, we had a lot of really awesome stuff. A lot of awesome people came out. It was a great time. I think one of my favorite part of the event was Kel Team coming in with all their music, right? And everyone always does this. They're always like super quiet and awkward afterwards. And then we're just like, oh, remember guys, they're the bad guys. And then everyone starts laughing, right? But they come in and then they just give out party hats to everyone because it was our birthday, right? It's our anniversary. So everyone in the whole place just like was wearing party hats and tiaras and
eating pizza, drinking soda. It was a good time.
Yeah. Jimmy Kelly donated pizza for the event.
Shout out.
And then he won the whole thing because of karma. More people need to think about karma, right? Because like he's like, hey, I'm going to buy pizza for everyone. And then like,
and he gave the team that Aiden painted.
Yep. He did. He won the event, first picked the team, and then gave it away to one of his fellow teammates. So, yeah, man, he's just passing it on. Isn't that a movie? What is that called? Pay It Forward.
Pay It Forward is that one with that one kid. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy's like the embodiment of that. It's crazy. And then you donated a bunch of drinks so everyone could have drinks, and it was a really fun event, and we really wanted to make it special. I think I made 45 like unique 6-inch by 2-inch by 3-inch gauges that I gave out to everyone, and then I made like
those are nice ones too.
Yeah, then I made 8 brand new red token sets, and I gave all of those away. So, we definitely tried to give out as much stuff as we could. So, and then the 27 trophies was a really good time. If anyone else has a favorite memory from that or pictures that you guys took, feel free to share it in the Discord. Saya just did a video for it. So anyone that's listening to the podcast, you can go to our Instagram and see a small video that Saya made and put on Squad Games Entertainment. And then, if anyone else has any other pictures, feel free to share those so that, even people who live in Sweden or Ireland can, join in with our anniversary because, it's not just the people who come to our tournaments, but it's the people who like listen to our podcast all the time. That really just helps us just keep going. So I appreciate everyone who listens, anyone who comes to the events. You all matter, and thank you very much. Yeah.
And don't forget, if you want to come to an event, not just for the competitive reasons, but for all the fun stuff we mentioned, the All Valley Team Tournament is going to be coming relatively soon. So, you can bring a couple friends and have a really good time doing that.
Yeah. And if you can't make it to Santa Clarita, you can always come to the Las Vegas Open or to the West Coast Championship. Here's a really cool idea that Robert Padan gave me. I really want to I'm going to implement this. So the West Coast Championship, anyone who's familiar with the podcast already kind of knows, we have groups of 8 for different regions. So we have like NorCal, Bay Area Open, or Bay Area, San Diego, Los Angeles, Nevada, and the Pacific Northwest. So all these groups will come together, and it gets sorted into 2 players from each region will get sorted into silver, gold, silver, bronze, and S tier. So 2 players from each region will get sorted into those on day 2. But there will be a West Coast Championship for each one. But now here's a champion for each tier. So we'll have 4 champions, but we will have an overall winning region. So first place, we're going to do a swim meet style points. So each placing in each of these groups, right, will earn a certain amount of points for their region. So their region can win the overall championship for dominating each of the brackets. So, maybe somebody wins overall, but there will be a region who wins the overall West Coast Championship. So it's a really cool idea and adds a lot of stakes to day 2. So I think it's a really cool idea. If any of that made sense, I have no idea if it makes sense to me.
Maybe we do like an Apple style infomercial where they go slow and explain exactly how everything works.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
It could work. Promo for y'all, and you get on board.
Mm-hmm. Pretty exciting. It's gonna be sick. James, I don't think you've ever come to a Bay Area one. Do you think you're gonna be making this one?
Depends. Full-time work plus working on another degree.
Mm-hmm. Busy time.
We get it. It gets busy.
It does. It gets very busy. But yeah, let's move on to the Yaegirs, unless you guys have anything else to talk about for Midsummer Mayhem. It was the largest event for this past weekend. So that's pretty cool. And one of the largest in California. It just lost to AVTT year 1 by 2 people. So quite big.
No, you got my biggest highlight, which is my favorite one, it sucks it happened, but it was very funny.
Yeah, so
all the new people joining.
Yeah, all the new people. Yeah, I love seeing new people, and it's cool to see that. And hopefully when new people join, they tell their friends, and then we just get more and more and more new people, and it just keeps growing. So it's all because you guys take the initiative to actually just come out and try a tournament and see how much fun it is. And it's because you give us that opportunity to expose you to what a great tournament is, and that's the reason why we just keep growing. So thanks for putting your guys' trust in us, and hopefully other tournament organizers can do the same thing for wherever they are, because the bigger that everyone gets, the bigger the game gets, the more models we get, the more rules we get. Games Workshop will just continually give us more rules. So that's ultimately, why we do it. We want the game to survive.
Absolutely.
And for those of you saying, "Oh, I've never done a tournament, I won't do good," we had one player, Jason. He played maybe 2 games, won San Diego Open, probably played another 3 more, came second for this event. So you can just join and start winning everything.
You sure can. It's the same thing with Tyler. He played a lot of 40K, wasn't enjoying it very much, and then he came out here and he went 3-1. Crazy. We definitely should have had another round, but we couldn't do 5 rounds in a day. I think Spain's done that before. I think it's crazy.
Time must go by shorter over there.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you could do hour 40-minute rounds, hour 30-minute rounds, and maybe get in 5 rounds that way, But
they got a siesta, though.
A what?
They got a siesta in between round 2 and 3, probably.
Quite possibly. Any Spaniards that listen to our podcast, let us know what's the most rounds you've ever done in a tournament. A lot of the times in one day. A lot of times I see Spain, they usually have 3 rounders, except for the really big tournaments. So I think I did see a 2-day 10-round event, though, I think last year. Which means they did 5 and 5, which is fucking
that's brutal.
Was their lunch 10 minutes and that's it?
I mean,
God, that's such a long day.
It's literally as bad. Well, the only other tournament I've ever seen be worse than that is the Warhammer.
The LVO one, right?
No, the Warhammer Championships, World of Warhammer Championships, whatever Worlds is. And they do the 4-hour rounds, and the losers bracket for the top one has to play 1 additional game. So I think they play 5 rounds, and they have to play until from midnight to 3 a.m.
That is pretty rough.
Yeah,
and it's such a weird thing too, because who wants to do that? Because the only other thing I can think of is at LVO when they did the 40K champs. The people before they go to day 3, there's another secret round that happens after you've done a shit ton of other rounds in the day for people to get decided who's going top 8. And I just thought, who wants to do that? And theirs is even tighter. God, I would want to die. I don't know if I should do that.
See, what's crazy is like they have to do that because I think they go 3 rounds, and then I think 2 rounds, and they have to have that 4th round on Saturday night to try and like I think it's like a top 16 cut or something like that to try and.
God, I would hate that. Imagine that for Kill Team. Jesus.
Yeah, well, we would probably go like 3 rounds on Friday, 4 rounds on Saturday, 3 rounds on Sunday or something like that.
Which is the correct method because you'd be driving in on Friday a little tired. Saturday you're okay, and Sunday you want to leave.
Yeah, and then technically you could go like 4 rounds Friday, 4 rounds Saturday, 2 rounds on Sunday, right?
That would be terrible.
Yeah, but I think that you would also lose a lot of people. You know,
yeah, maybe it's just a lot of
part of sanity.
Yeah. I think it's quite a lot. I've done a 2-day 4 round and 4 round. That was KTO 2023, and then Nova last year was really rough too because I think we did a team event of 3, and then we did 4 rounds the next day, and then the next day we technically had to do I think it was like 4 or 5 rounds. We had 3 rounds, and then the last round was a double round, so it was a 3-hour round. We're supposed to play a game in an hour and a half and then an hour and a half. And I said, fuck that business. Like that should have been round 1, my guy. Fuck that. So we just played 1 3-hour game. I think that's what it was. I mean, we might have done like 2 rounds and then the last round was a double round. That might have been it, but still that shit was wild. Hashtag never again.
Never again.
But yeah, let's move on to this Hernkyn Yaegirs. If anyone else has any kind of crazy tournament stories or rounds wise or anything like that, you know, like if they had like a 24-hour marathon, 12-round event or some crazy shit, you're not allowed to sleep. That would be crazy. Let us know. But yeah, we're going to talk about the Hernkyn Yaegirs. Firstly, I want to know who the fuck named this team. And could you never name a team ever again?
GW, specifically the staff member? No idea.
Yeah, GW, could you please never name another team ever again?
Man, you're going to hate the other names. If you look at the Leagues of Votan book.
The Leagues of Votan book?
Yeah. The other goofy names.
Well, I'm excited because I have only read the TAC Ops, the abilities, and the strategic ploys and tactical ploys, and the leader because I read him like when it released. I have literally read nothing else, so you guys are all going to get a live reaction from me on the operatives and what they do because I did not let that happen for Brood Brothers. I actually read them through, and you guys tasted the salt. But today you also get a taste of salt, so it should be fun.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
Banana bread.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah! There you go.
All right, well let's jump in with I guess their ability, right?
Their archetypes.
Yeah.
So why the fuck these guys have infiltration and seek and destroy? Let's just go to Brood Brothers real quick. Oh, look at that! They get infiltration, security, and seek and destroy. Why don't Hearthkin get 3? I don't know. Hernkyn. God.
They got a cool name instead,
Yaegirs.
right?
Yeah, the Yaegirs. The fucking space robots.
Yeah.
Sea robots of dwarves. So they're allowed to take 10, so they're about an average, they're a balanced list. How fighty are these guys? Or are they more shooty?
One guy is very shooty.
I'm assuming that's the gunner.
It is not the gunner.
It's the bombast, actually.
Bombast, yeah.
He's just going dirty Harry. You'll feel lucky to fire 1 shot or 2 shots this time. Just kidding.
He has a cool
all the
ability.
shots.
And remember, his pistol's 9 inches.
What the fuck? Okay, don't spoil shit yet. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why would they choose 9 inches? There's not even a ruler for that.
It's important.
Excuse me, sir.
You
can make one of
a
those.
gauge for it, don't you?
Yeah, I know I can make one.
Out.
This fucking team is like, hey, let's make a 4-inch ruler. Let's make a 9-inch ruler. Motherfuckers. All right, so we have the Jaeger Thayan, which is the leader, and then we have the Jaeger Bladekin, the Jaeger Bomb Blast, the Jaeger Gunner, the Jaeger Iron Brack, the Jaeger Riflekin, the Jaeger Tracker, and the Jaeger Warrior. I just want everyone to realize how dumb it is to always put like Jaeger in front of everything.
Well, because these are the newest drinks from Jägermeister, so of course.
Oh. I'd be down for the Jaeger Iron Brack. That one sounds like it'd get you fucked up real quick. If I was a drinker, I'd try to be like a light date or something, you know?
You know who likes Jägermeister and we haven't done it yet? A shout out to Alex Popov and Val. You know,
they like Jägermeisters? I thought he liked them.
Yeah, James was there. He knows because we had it for New Year's.
As Alex would say, wow.
He would say that. He'll probably say that when he hears it at the 40-minute mark.
No, he probably just said that right when you said that. Wow. And he was like, wow, really? Wow. And then he just did it again while listening. It's fucking great. Okay. So we have the names. The names aren't awful, but the Iron Brack, I don't know what the fuck he does. I'm excited to see what he does. Their tac ops are definitely better, in my opinion. I think they're definitely A tier. They're some of the best that I've seen from a team. I think that a lot of them are probably viable in taking them in competitive, and they're almost like auto score. So I think that these guys are automatically going to be decent because of that, outside of their 4-inch move. Yeah, and then also they have a charge of 6-inch range, just like
the Hernkyn.
The Hernkyn. Yeah. The what?
Hernkyn?
Like Puckswalkers. Slow teams. My favorite.
Yeah, slow teams. But these guys have a trick to get a little faster.
Do they?
Yes.
Do they have a horn too?
Not a horn.
You gotta throw the dwarf.
Yeah, you get 3 throws, up to 3. Well, yeah, 3, because that's all the command points you have before the game starts. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we have Ruthless Exploration and then
Exploitation.
Exploitation. God, why are the words so big?
Because can you roll
Iron
I'm reading it from Can You Roll a Crit, so.
Oh, that's fair. I have the book in front of me. My wife bought it.
Hell yeah.
This is like the one book I'm not interested in. You know,
really? Brood Brothers pisses you off. That's right.
Yeah, fuck Brood Brothers. Everyone started memeing me when I was like, oh, I'm thinking about playing. And they're like, oh, look at him. This is the downfall of Dakotah. You know what? Fuck you guys. Fuck them. I ain't switching from the Emperor all the fucking way. The light shines through my body, my guy. Hell yeah.
To the Emperor. Hell yeah.
Yeah, the only time I deviate is when Eldred starts speaking in my whispers, but that's in my head.
Gross.
The Blades of Cain maybe could be a little bit. Anyways.
No, Blades of Cain are too fucking complicated, man. Like
they gotta get simplified.
Yeah, like please. Yeah. Yeah, that they're too gigabrain for me, you know? It makes me sad. I'm not a gigabrain. I might be a giga Chad or a giga D. What did you guys call me last week?
I like giga D. I think that's pretty funny.
Giga D?
Yeah, giga D.
Giga G.
Giga G, yeah.
Yeah, giga G. I'm going to start calling Giacomo Giga G. What's up, Giga G?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Ruthless Exploitation. If an enemy operative that isn't... What?
Mm-hmm.
Wait. 3 words so far. 3 words.
Yeah, I fucking suck at reading out loud. Okay, I literally would like read out loud like shit on purpose in front of my classmates so they wouldn't fucking call on me. Okay, they knew I was going to take fucking 5 minutes to get through a paragraph. All right, and I would fucking sit there. People would think I'm dumb. I'd be like, yeah, you can think I'm fucking dumb because I don't want to do this shit anymore. Right? Okay, so reveal this tac op the first time an operative that isn't ready is incapacitated. So cool. So already this tac op already has like a bonus because it's kind of like a seek and destroy one where the enemy doesn't know what you have, right? So that's already a bonus because they might think that you have rout, rob, and ransack, and you could also have this. If an enemy operative that isn't ready is incapacitated, you score 1 VP, and if you do it again, you score 2 VP. That's really relatively easy, especially into horde teams. Maybe you don't take it into like elites.
Or if anything, you take them especially into elites because they will activate before all of your guys activate.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I read this. I read this fucking
It's a
backwards.
guaranteed win for basically sometime.
My list decks, yeah.
It still works against hordes because, like, oh, the little guy moved forward to go get the objective and he's going to get shot, but he did his job, whatever. That means you get a free point right there.
Jeez, you're right.
Like, geez, it's just you play the game and you get points.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Okay.
for Felgor, it's automatic win too because they go to frenzy, which means you have to activate and then die.
Shit. Wait, I know the Felgar always keep getting like FAQ parts where it's like this thing also affects it. So does that fall under that or no? Like where cultists don't get affected by the Felgar frenzy kill, but other teams do get affected by the frenzy kill thing. You know what I mean?
So this TAC op would specifically have to deal, unless if it gets an FAQ in the near future. There's only 4 or 5 teams that get around the frenzy ability. So if you kill a model, in order to score this for Felgor, you have to kill them when they're already in frenzy. Otherwise, you will not score the point. With them going into frenzy, you would not score the point. You'd have to do it when they're in frenzy and then leaving.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I figured, right?
Yeah, because Felgor are dumb. So interesting. Who wants to read Bonds of Loyalty so the podcast doesn't have to, sleep?
I'm gonna do this one because Can You Roll a Crit's head is in the other one, so I would do it.
Can you move your head?
Shout out to Cyrac,
Yeah, fucking love that.
We did it twice in 2 videos, guys. We could be done here. We don't need this show anymore. Anyways, Bonds of Loyalty. Reveal this tack up when a friendly Hernkyn Yaegirs operative is incapacitated. If an enemy operative that incapacitated a friendly Hernkyn Yaegirs operative is itself incapacitated during the same turn, you score 1 VP. If you achieve this again, you get it again. This is probably better into elites, where you're probably going to target whatever just killed you. That's probably where I see it being pretty good. I mean, you could argue it works for all teams, but I specifically think it's best on elites. What do you guys think?
It's also good in the Felgor, right?
Shit. Fuck. It's literally just the other one, but in a different way.
It's good for any melee team where you throw somebody forward so they're in position to get basically revenge killed. Someone like Pathies or any long range guys, a sniper on a rooftop is going to be very hard to pull this off.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's what we brought James, because he's thinking like he's Giga James,
Yeah, he's the Giga Brain James over here.
No, yeah, Giga G and Banana Bread Luster.
I like that.
Yeah. Some shiny bread. James, you want to take Protect Locator Beacon?
Look, you stole my words. All right. Reveal is tack up in a target reveal step with the first turning point. Select one objective marker. At the end of the battle, if any enemy operators have never been within 2 of that objective marker, gain 1 VP. This is terrible, by the way. If a friendly guy is within 2 of that marker and controls it, you score 1. So if somebody has never been within 2 of a marker, so maybe Into the Dark, if you have a marker in your deployment zone, it might be okay, but the other 2 are so much better. So I don't know why you would ever pick this one.
I would agree. I mean, this one is definitely like at least your opponent can play around it, right?
Actually, I changed my mind. I would pick this Into the Dark on loot, which means you have one guy staying behind to loot that one in your kill team pretty much every single turn. And if that's it all the way back behind a door, you just shut the door and you're hunky-dory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think it can be all right. But you definitely have to allocate resources to it. It feels better. Like this would feel better on like a security team, right? I don't think it really fits the infiltration, but maybe it fits seek and destroy if you really like heavily go to one side or something like that. But then again, it just takes like a Corsair to like move dash onto the objective like once and then,
Or worse, Mandrake, haha, surprise. I'm in shadow.
Oh, God. Yeah, that would suck. That would suck hard nuts. So moving on to their abilities, we have Dauntless Explorers and Resourceful. Dauntless Explorers is pretty cool, in my opinion. It pretty much allows you to set up 3 operatives wholly within 4 inches of your drop zone. And which is really good, right? They're not allowed to charge or make shooting attacks, which is fine. But it's kind of weird too, because it's kind of like, why not just give them Into the Breach? You know, it's like, yeah, I get it's 4 inches. It's like a first move for them, but it's really not that much. And then I think the one on Into the Dark is actually better, because you're allowed to perform a normal move. You're allowed to do 2 actions. You're allowed to do a normal move and an operate hatch, or a normal move and a dash, or a dash and an operate hatch. You're allowed to essentially do 2 actions with 3 models that are wholly within your deployment zone. So you could like have a model operate a hatch and then move through it, and then have 2 other models move and dash through that same one, getting one model 4 inches up the battlefield and 2 others 7 inches up, which is way more than their open version.
Yes, and I mean this is akin to what all the Into the Dark stuff is, right? So I think they just kind of normalize it into their data sheet.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Yeah, which is good. It's easier that way. You don't have to go look through a million different books or try to find where it is. It's just right there.
Yeah, I like them better on Into the Dark for that specific reason so far. I mean, we'll see where we want to rank this team.
I'm pretty sure if Anthony had remembered one thing later on, he would have beaten me.
Oh yeah.
There was like two mistakes he made early on, and I was like, all right, I'm pretty sure I'm going to abuse him because of this. But if he didn't, I probably wouldn't have been able to take the corner that let me kind of like win the game. Yeah.
So who wants to take over? Who wants to take over Resourceful?
I got a comment first. This would be great on Beta Decima.
I wonder why.
You just teleport your guys into those little towers, save you a bunch of climbing for a short little team.
Oh yeah, and you know what? This team also has a climbing rope, so whatever.
They do or they don't?
They do.
Yeah, why not? I mean, they really missed the mark when they didn't give these guys cowboy hats. I'm not going to lie.
That's up to the community, either
you can make it happen.
Yeah.
Aiden, cowboy hats.
At least one.
We're not allowed, but the thing is, like, we can't really bring that many 3D printed bits to GW events. So, like, you could take them to ours. Like, I don't give a fuck what you do.
Yeah, in fact,
I do, but like, they gotta, still look the part. But
just tell them the screen stuff. They're not gonna check.
That's true. Resourceful is a really, really interesting ability. And the first ready step of each turning point after the first, add resource points to your pool determined by the number of friendly Hernkyn Yaegirs operatives in the kill zone. Typically, I don't think you shouldn't, unless you're playing Pathfinders, you shouldn't really lose a lot of operatives on turning point 1 with this team because of some of their strategic ploys and stuff. Unless if maybe you're on Beta Decima 2, like maybe there's some weird stuff. But, typically you're always going to get 2 resourceful points on turning point 2, which each resourceful point allows you to give out 1 APL, or a model regains wounds equal to D3 plus 1. I don't typically see the wounds thing being super effective.
I'm going to say, again, in my experience playing against it, Anthony did pop it a few times. Suddenly this guy's not injured. Suddenly he hits better. And you're like, well, that didn't cost you really any action. You just kind of got to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't 3 APL better?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he definitely had his moments where the 3 APL was like, a beast. But having the extra wounds to just suddenly be like, yeah, I'm not hitting on 5s. I'm going to hit on that 4.
Does this team also have a comms?
No, I think
so.
Is the only way for them to do this.
So they can only ever give out 2. I mean, we'll find out as we read through these ding-dongs.
Yes, you will. And it's good. Resourceful is a good ability. It makes the Hernkyn Salvagers jealous.
I definitely think this is actually one of my favorite abilities in the game. I think it's a really interesting and unique ability, way better than Grudge tokens. It makes the team feel and act a little differently. It's pretty cool. I like it.
It is, right?
I'm gonna give that an A, a big A from me.
I'll give it an A.
Yeah.
Give it a wow.
So strategic ploys is next, fellas. Any of you want to take over a couple of these?
Yeah, I'll start with hidden engagement.
Okay.
Until the end of the turning point. Oh, by the way, this is 1 CP. Until the end of the turning point, each time a friendly Hernkyn Yaegirs operative makes a shooting attack, in the roll attack dice step of the shooting attack, if it is in cover from the target's line of sight, you can reroll one of your attack dice. Note that your opponent still determines the target's line of sight. They decide what part of the target's base to draw cover lines from.
That's a really weird last sentence.
It is really weird, but I think they just wanted to be like extra FAQ, like I don't want to choke you because you don't understand it kind of thing, and they really wanted to make sure you got it, It's cool. Yeah.
Huh. That's just weird. That's a really weird last sentence. I'm not...
Like the trick with them is they're going to have another ploy we're going to see.
Okay,
which I guess we can just skip to that one now, so we can see how the two kind of work. In position for 1 CP until the end of the turning point, when friendly Hernkyn Yaegirs operatives have a conceal order, they are always treated as having conceal order regardless of any of the rules.
Super conceal. Yeah.
So you would do
Pretty
super
simple.
conceal to start, and then you just do hidden engagement, and suddenly you're like hitting pretty good. You have a better chance of killing things.
But do they have models that can shoot from conceal?
No, but they'll flip, and it's just like that's all they need. They do have one. The tracker
gunner.
hunter.
The gunner's all.
Oh, the
hunter's
gunner, you're right.
Knife. The gunner has a silent tank cannon somehow.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck. Silent tank cannon.
It's
Sounds
cool.
fucking crazy.
But yeah, so you would hide with in position, and so like the first turns when you're getting into like where you need to be, or for the previous turn, you won't die because that's what the problem I had. It's like I can't shoot these guys. Then he would hit an engagement, and I would get shot, and he'd have a better chance of killing me.
So do you think that they're going to CP +1 this in position? Because this seems like in position seems like something you do literally every round.
If they don't, then it's a slap to the face for Void Dancers.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I'm okay with that.
absolutely. I'm okay with that.
I mean,
This guy.
people have been saying for a while, next edition is right around the corner, right? So we'll have to see if that even happens before the next edition comes out. They said this is the last book before the...
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Who's they?
I think they said that in at least of the season. So, we can either get another season coming out or another... If we get another season, though, I mean, there should also be... in 10 days, we'll mark the 3-month mark for the last data slate. So we should be getting a data slate really soon as well. I highly doubt we're going to get anything at least for 3 to 6 months for this team, because we still don't even know their power level. But yeah, I mean, that's cool. Masterful blade work is interesting. Until the end of the turning point, each time a friendly Jaeger fights in combat as the active operative with a conceal order, in the roll attack dice step of that combat, you can re-roll one of your dice. So if you're in conceal and you get charged, because this team doesn't have a way to charge in conceal, right?
Oh, I think one guy does.
Okay, so one guy does. But the rest of their team doesn't. So this seems kind of like, since it affects the entire team, it seems more of like a counter attack ability rather than spending 1 CP for one dude on the team. I guess I'll find out when we start reading through the operatives.
It's basically a team-wide balance. I think the managers get something similar, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And then theirs were for shooting too.
Yeah. And then Tough Survivalists is actually a really, I think it's a good ability overall, I don't know how useful it actually is in a lot of mathematical matchups, maybe it's good. It's pretty good into las guns, I'll tell you that. Well, no, actually it's not.
It's good for anything. It's basically a better version of Star Striders. Star Striders, you have to be on a point. This is anywhere.
And
Yeah.
it's everybody.
This
too.
is pretty much everything, every turn almost. Except
Yeah,
maybe
so-
for one.
Operatives in fights or shooting attacks made against it in the resolve hit step of that combat or shooting attack, you have the damage inflicted on that enemy operative from one of your opponent's successful hits, to a minimum of 2. What's interesting is that we've seen other teams come out that haven't been updated with new rules, and this team seems to have a lot of rules that have already been in the FAQs before, and kind of fixed. There's just like Nemesis Claw and Mandrakes just like straight came out with like stuff that's like, oh, this has been FAQ'd before. Like, is this still the way? You know, and then they fixed a lot of stuff in the FAQ recently. So for those teams, just like nerfing everything to the way it is, or buffing things the way it is. You know,
those changes were stuff that weren't already fixed. At least this was for stuff that was like brand new to the team. At least, but I get what you mean. Like a lot of these. What is the season called again? Beta Decima. This Beta Decima season has like fixed things from the previous stuff. So
that's what I argue.
You wonder when they were writing it.
Well, I argue against this. This team feels like it's probably been the most recent team that they've written, because a lot of the stuff that they've already ruled into seems to be already placed into the team. At least from tough survivalists, because we saw something similar with Mandrakes, but it doesn't have the minimum of 2, right? Like they can like nerf guns damage down to 1. You know, it just says -1. So flamers go down to 1/1, you know, which is not a minimum of 2. That's what I was saying. But it's interesting for sure. So we have Stalwart Defense is up next. Use this tactical ploy when an enemy operative ends a move with an engagement range of this model. Select one other. Oh, this is the one that is like, if your model gets charged, there's a dude within 6 and he can see him, then he gets to make an overwatch, but he's not allowed to shoot the guy who charged the guy. He can shoot a guy who's somebody else that's also viable. It's weird.
Yeah, target the enemy operative, and only if it's a valid target at the time of when it would be charged. Or yeah.
No, this is when an enemy ends a movement within engagement range. So it's any enemy operative that is not
you're right.
in engagement, right?
No, so this one can make, specifically at the end of this, you can shoot into engagement.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Where did you say that?
So a guy charges your dwarf friend, and then you shoot into the combat after he charges you.
But he still must be a valid target. So like, if he,
but he's not a valid target anymore because he's charged. He's in engagement range, which makes him not a valid target.
Yes, however, ignore all other operatives in selecting a valid target to determine cover. It can make a shooting attack into engagement range.
Oh.
So it would basically be like if he charges from a corner, but you can't see him from that corner for whatever reason, then that's not an eligible shot. But if he was there and you normally could draw cover lines to it, if we ignore our friendly models, A-okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I think there was someone in 40K that could do that. I want to say it was elves. Feels like an elf shit thing they do, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's a dwarf shit thing they do now.
I know, right?
And a cop thing, you know? Cops like to shoot in close combat, and so do blooded. All right. That's better than I thought it was when I read it the first time. Interesting. Okay, cool. Who wants to take over Hardy?
That's an easy one. Hardy.
Yeah.
Use this tactical ploy at the start of the roll defense dice step of a shooting attack made against a friendly Jaeger. Change your opponent's retained critical hit to a normal hit. Any effects still are resolved, aka P1. So basically, knock a critical down to normal. Very simple. 1 CP.
Easy. Simple as that.
Well, it's critical hits. It's more than 1, right? So you can see if they roll 4 criticals, you can change them all to normals, right?
I didn't realize it's multiple. Yes, that's fantastic.
Yeah, use this at the start of the roll defense dice step. So you get to see all of their rolls first, and then you can choose it before rolling your own. And they retained their critical hits with an S to normal hits. Huh, that's really good, actually. It would kind of suck into certain shooting profiles like mortal wounds, like melt-a-guns, or...
Well, you want to do it then, because they already done the damage. That would be a terrible use.
Agreed.
This is used for like Kyle's 4 6s on a bolter. Make him cry afterwards.
That's true.
Did you get 4 crits? How about no?
Yeah, how about you got 0?
It's literally like, yeah.
0 and a half one of the damage.
It's to normal. Like, you do this with tough survivalists, and you really are tanky, you know?
Yeah. I guess that would be, you would take these 2 things on your like really aggressive turn, and you take in position for turn 1.
You could do, yeah. I mean Anthony was taking in position every turn.
Mm.
It's a hard situation, though. If your opponent rolls terrible, you won't need Hardy. If they get one crit, you probably don't need unless you're going to die.
That's true too.
You haven't rolled defense dice yet, so it's a gamble.
Mm-hmm. And it's only for shooting too.
Anthony never did stalwart defense. At least I can't remember, but he probably could have and killed some of my intercessors who were charging him. I just thought about that right now. Anyways,
he will next time, Anthony. He will next time.
He will if he's listening. He will.
Do any of the Votann guys have stun? I forget.
Yes, one of the guys has a weapon that can stun, I think.
Imagine like someone throws in there, you hit him with a stun gun and they can't fight.
Oh, God.
That'd be so mean.
Oh my God, there's a strategy right there. Someone figured it out. Assuming that one of the guys does have this stun.
Take that,
I'll save you. Iron Break. Just kidding, I missed.
So that was Hardy. Strong.
Bonds that bind.
You want to read this one?
No.
Okay, I'll read it. Use this tactical ploy when a friendly Jaeger operative is activated. Select another friendly Jaeger operative visible to and within the square 3 of that operative that is eligible to be activated. After the first operative activation ends, you can activate that other friendly operative. Neither operative can be a bombast operative. If it's a rot lock negotiation ability is used at the start of the firefight phase, which you will see.
So what the fuck does any of this mean? What is this? What is this?
I mean, it's pretty good. You get to just have another dude who's like, hey, you get to,
So you get to GA2.
Uh-huh.
So this is basically saying
GA2 the whole game.
So you can use this to get a GA2, but you can't do it the bombast
because he has another trick which will be too strong.
If he's already overpowered.
Rot lock negotiation. Rot lock. What the fuck is this name?
I mean, it's
like driving through Portland and trying to read the street names.
It gets worse. Don't worry.
Has anyone been to Portland and tried to read the street names up there? They're all like, Portland, a lot of them are Native American and like,
graffiti.
They're crazy. They're crazy. Like Multnomah Falls. I call it Melanoma Falls because it's easier. Yeah. It's a giant waterfall right outside of Portland.
So fake GA2 is pretty dope.
Okay. So Bonds That Bind is essentially faux GA2 for 1 CP. All right. This team seems really starved for CP. Hopefully they have a way to make it. No kin left behind. When a homie dies, you get to place a token under his base, and anyone within 3 inches of that token gets to, in the fight or shooting attack, you get a reroll a dice. You can retain one of your failed hits as a successful normal hit instead. It's really good, especially if you're. Yeah. Okay.
It's pretty strong. Like there's times there's someone gets shot, and you're like, now, haha, you triggered my trap. I really want no kin left behind for this. And yeah,
you can do this on like a contested objective. And it's right outside of the objective too, because it's 3-inch diameter. So that's pretty good.
It's a strong team.
Yeah. And they can turn successful normal hits. So a fail into a hit and a normal hit into a crit. That's pretty cool. I like that. This team so far, I'm really enjoying the rules. The thing that really sucks about this team though is they have a 4-inch move, and that's why I'll never play it, no matter how cool they are. I will say this is a really cool dwarf team so far.
I'm just saying their ability to move forward, and since they don't have to have recon as their thing, like, they're not relying on trying to get like halfway up the board to the sides now. They can do infiltration, which would mean like, I'm going to take your barrier or something else. Like they're going to probably take seek and destroy every time. Like,
yeah, but they don't want to be in close combat. Well, actually, I don't know.
Oh, hold on, man. Hold on. They can. They got plasma knives.
There's a few guys that love combat.
All right, dwarves, prove me wrong with your 8 wounds.
Let's get to the first operative then.
Yeah, the Jaeger Thane.
This guy's and what was the joke that Kyle put? Thane and Semen.
Oh yeah. So the Thane reminds me of Skyrim. For anyone old enough to remember Skyrim, amazing game.
God, I can't believe it's been that long.
It's been 10 years, my guy.
Oh my God,
you're not that old, Dakotah.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see. I'm sure there's a couple people that are like, "What's that? That's such an old game. Get over yourself, my guy." We're getting there. We're getting there. Like Halo 1. Start dating ourselves.
I remember when that was new.
Diablo 1. You know, Diablo 2.
I didn't remember when that was new. I remember when Diablo 2 was new.
Warcraft 2. Oh,
I missed the Warcraft series outside of World of Warcraft.
Ready to work. All right. So this homie has a bolt revolver, a bolt shotgun, and a plasma knife. So what order can he take those in? He has all of them. Cool. So he just has fucking 2 guns and a knife. Better than the Craftworld's Dire Avenger double gun guy with no fists. So a revolver. He has range 6, lethal 5, 3/5 damage, or a bolt shotgun that does hits on 2s or 4s, short range, hits on 2s, 4/4 damage, long range 2/2. Okay.
It's pretty all right. And
He doesn't hit better than the other guys, actually.
yeah, he's kind of just okay. His big thing is going to be, you'll see later.
Well, his plasma knife is not bad, right? Hitting on 3s, 4 attacks, which is good. The fact that he has 4 in general is good.
See? That's all Caster can need. Anyways, that's my rant about Caster can.
3/5 damage, lethal 5, and he has Veteran Adventurer. And the Ready's operative step of each turning point after the first, if this operative isn't within engagement range of an enemy operative, add 1 resourceful point to your pool. Cool. So that's how you get your third. So now you can give out 3 APL to your team. He's your comms. Boom.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Outright conviction. The first time the operative would die in combat, it is left with 1 wound remaining instead and cannot be incapacitated for the remainder of that action. All remaining attack dice are discarded. All right.
It's you have to kill them twice.
Yep, he is a Felgor. How many more models are we going to see this come out on?
And it doesn't count as an incapacitation yet because he's like, I would die. Just kidding.
Yep.
So it's kind of annoying, and then he can survive and go like, oh, resource points. I'm healed. Let me run away.
Absolutely.
Oh, I hate it.
You hate it? I love it.
I love it, but I hate it again when it's like gotcha on me, you know? And I know it's coming.
This is like the leader that I want for Inquisition, right?
Like
not
this,
some
right?
book wielding bitch. This dude's like, yo, you can kill me, but I don't die. And I got 2 guns and I got a badass knife. You know, I like this leader. Cool. Big fan.
Yeah. I know.
Who wants to take over this Bladekin with dual plasma knives? And she can fucking throw them too. What the fuck?
It's basically Crocodile Dundee over here.
Dude, her face is fucking ass.
Yeah,
dude.
They may not have painted it into the.
No, it's not. It's the sculpt, my guy. It's the sculpt. The painting is amazing. The sculpt is.
It doesn't matter. Cowboy hat. They'll fix it.
There you go. Cowboy fat. Cowboy hat.
Cowboy fat. Dang, that's what he's thinking about.
Got around the mind.
Fuck. All right, who's taking Bladekin?
I mean, you're got the cowboy fat. It's all yours.
All right, that's fair. So she has dual plasma knives in melee. So she has relentless, lethal 5s, relentless, 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 3/5 damage. Throwing plasma knife is 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 3/5 damage. Ranged is 6, lethal 5, limited and silent. So what? She can only throw a knife once. Now, you know what would be cool is if she threw both knives. She could do it like twice, and then she just has to go like fists. You know, that would have been cool. They missed a fucking opportunity there. This operative can perform the charge action while has the conceal order. Okay, so she's just an orc. And she's irrepressible hardiness. Why are they so fucking hardy? You know?
You got to pay for the CP for that.
They're all so hardy. Tom Hardy. If this operative is incapacitated in combat, you can strike with 1 of your remaining attack dice before it's removed from the kill zone. That's cool. That's cool. So these guys are just Dwarven Felgor. Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yeah, it's just 1 extra like free hit.
I'm dead.
Damage at least.
Here's a crit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can throw a crit. You know, if you die, totally worth it.
Yeah, lethal and 5s.
Charging from conceal is cool. So you know.
Yeah, lethal 5s is pretty good.
It's a decent character, though. I don't know if it ever made it into combat. And again, that could be because of its slowness, even if you kind of dash it up the board.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, but you may as well take it because, it's a good... I see it better as like a defensive unit that's like there if you want to fight this, you don't really want to. Kind of like how the dozer in Salvagers are. It's not really that you want to be aggressive. Better, it's like you defend with these characters.
Yeah. I like it. I like the Bladekin.
Here's a question for you. I was asking, I forget who, but I was wondering about this, about the dozer, since I just mentioned it. If you do his ability to punch someone away, and let's say they're in open terrain and they're right next to a door and they have enough inches to move through that door, could you punch them through the door?
I don't see why not.
Right?
What the fuck? What did you just tell me? What did you just say?
So let's say an opponent is right next to a door in an open terrain bastion, right? That you can just walk through. And let's say the dozer charges that guy and then does the ability where he punches them and pushes them 3 inches away. Could you punch them through the door?
Well, you're on the same side of the door to start off with, right?
Yeah, you're on the same side. So like they just came through the door and now you charge them from the side they came in. So that way the other side is empty, the door side is empty. Could you push them through the door?
Yeah, without reading it, I don't see why you couldn't. Unless if the door has some kind of special rule.
Which I don't think so. I think it's just a bastion door.
Because if a door takes an activation in order to activate, then you wouldn't. Right?
Because it's open though. Open doesn't need any activation for doors.
Because there was a rule played wrong at the tournament where a Nemesis Claw forced somebody to do a dash outside of the activation, right? And same with you could also say the Patriarch can do the same thing, right? Where they can force somebody to dash. Well, you can't use the prescience from Brood Brothers, like if you were going to dash somebody, or Vanguard, because Vanguard and those both specifically say you have to activate a model. And when you're forcing somebody to dash, you're not actually activating a model. You're just moving them. So unless if the door has a specific rule, you're asking difficult questions, G. Let's see here. There's Xenos, right? Hernkyn Salvagers. And then, let's see here. What is this dude called?
The dozer.
Yeah, they're all fucking spelled weird. Not gonna lie.
I see a trend.
This let's call this the squad game.
Actually, so Giga G, then this dozer could punch somebody down through a hatch.
Looks like it.
Oh shit, that's wild. Imagine just going there aggressively to get rid of their vantage ability. It probably will never happen, but it's funny that it could.
I mean, they get climbing ropes, right?
Oh shit, man, this is wild.
So it says the fly word has no effect. Okay.
See,
or through a terrain feature unless it has the insignificant trait.
Okay,
so you can't punch it through a hash. You can't punch it through a door.
Sad day.
Damn, that'd have been so funny if you could. Punch it through an open hatch, though, right? Does that count?
So what is
it specifically says through any terrain feature unless it has the insignificant trait. Right, and the hatches, I believe, also have a not sure 100%, but I have to look. But I believe they do have a terrain keyword.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that was a fun Squad Games minute right there.
It was.
Fucking long it took. Anyways, so that was the Bladekin.
Yeah, Bladekin's cool. Now tell me why this Bombast. The Bombast is the coolest looking model on the team.
Legit, he is.
It's my
fucking
one.
gunner looks retarded.
James, you want to take this one?
It's basically Dirty Harry. All right, so it's got the Rotlock revolvers, range 9. Remember, folks, buy your Rotlock rulers from Lester's Workshop. It's got balance and lethal 5.
9
inch to the balance you can get from balance from other ones only melee. But 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 3/5 damage
with balanced.
Yeah,
fantastic.
So it's a good shot, but it's the special ability Rotlock Negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
At the start of the firefight phase, before any operatives are activated, this operative can perform a free shoot action, and if it's concealed, it can flip to engage. which means he can fire at the beginning of a round, and if you have the first turn, immediately activate it and fire again.
Huh.
He's basically a gunslinger just firing off bang, bang.
So
You could also do this at the very beginning of the game, right?
If they're in range, only 9 inches,
Yeah.
and if you can't shoot if you forward deploy the 4 inches, so I don't think you could get it.
Well, you could take a dash, like an
Maybe
actual
if you
dash.
dash and they dash and they're in the open, perhaps, but it's probably gonna be
Yeah.
pretty rare.
This is the guy that you shoot into the
grenade
towel.
guy. Yeah.
No,
The towel grenade guy.
Yeah.
the towel floor deploying drone, you know?
Mhm. Oh,
It's
that's
like,
it.
oh,
That's
I'm
it.
going to menace you. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to shoot you first. Or maybe you could be in range to shoot a Pathfinder dude trying to do a worthy cause. Now, at the
That
start
guy.
of the firefight phase, before operatives are activated, oh, now I have to fucking see. Now I have to see. Now I have to read a worthy cause. Here's another Squad Games minute.
Yeah,
You know?
even though these take longer than a minute.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
2 in 1 episode. What an anomaly.
Shit. Now I have to see.
Ah,
Okay, a
hell
worthy
yeah.
cause. What the fuck is it? Uses tactical deploy at the start of the firefight phase. Jesus. Select one ready Pathfinder operative that's within 3 of an enemy that is within what? That is not. That is within 3 of any operatives or within 2 of the center of an objective marker and activate it. Once that operative has completed its activation, the player who has the initiative activates as normal. Okay, so then this one says at the start of the firefight phase before operatives
anyone's
are
activated.
activated, but I think a worthy cause, you're not actually activating. Wait,
This is after you activated the worthy cause, so they are activating, right?
select one ready operative that is within 3 of this blah, 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 and activate it. Yep. And activate it before enemy operatives are activated. So yes, the Jaeger Bombast, my new favorite model in all of Kill Team, can shoot the Grenadier if he's trying to come at you, if he's within range.
But wait, there's more. Not only can you shoot them, if you kill someone, Brazen Killer, ability number 2. Every time he kills an enemy operative, roll 1d6 for each operative visible to within 2 inches. If you get more than the enemy's APL, they lose an APL.
What the fuck?
So Dakotah's big old guardsman swarm. You run up there, kill one little guardsman, everyone else gets stunned. This is fantastic.
For 1 AP?
And he can shoot twice at the start of the round and then once. So you can practically, if it was an elite guy, you could technically AP bomb twice, or no. Yeah, twice.
No, you can't subtract more than 1 APL from any models.
Crushing my dreams. But still, you crush their dreams also.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
It's basically Frank Reynolds. Anyways, started blasting.
That'd be a good conversion. Just put like Danny DeVito's head on this.
Or what's that dude that accidentally shot that one dude in the Western? What's his name?
Alec Baldwin?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Model this dude as Alec Baldwin.
Ooh.
Too soon?
No,
Too
not
soon?
at all. Make jokes
All
whenever
right.
you want.
All right, that's fair.
I laugh at him. You know? Yeah, he's a really good character. The Bombast is like, if you get a chance to kill him after he's done his thing, kill him.
Yeah, that's a really good fucking model. No wonder why he can't GA2.
Yeah, it'd be
Dude, he could
good.
shoot and then like first activation GA2 with him, you know, shoot, then run away, and then like have the fucking Hernkyn Yaegirs throw a knife and never experience any minuses, because why not? Threw one of my knives away, homie. She must have 3 on her. She has to.
It's maybe in the future they'll give her 2. You know.
Yeah.
It's good.
So G, you want to take us over the gunner?
Yes, so this is their only gunner. They only get 1, which is perfect. I actually really like this about kind of alien teams. Actually, this is the only one I can think of any team that has just like, this is the gunner and has all the parts in one. Anyways, so it's your standard loadout, movement, APL, and all that good stuff, whatever. The weapons, we got an APM launcher, which has 3 different profiles. We'll start with armor piercing. 5 attacks, hitting on 4s with 4 or 5 damage. AP1 and cumbersome. We'll get to cumbersome in just a moment. Breaching. 5 attacks, hitting on 4s, 3/5 damage, blast 2 inches with cumbersome. And finally, high explosive. 5 attacks, hitting on 4s, 2/4 damage.
3-inch blast?
3-inch
Holy
blast,
fuck,
cumbersome.
dude.
Yeah. So
Holy fuck.
Yeah, so essentially you have high explosive frag grenade, breaching, which is kind of more of a bolter plasma knife strength, and armor piercing, which is like a crack grenade. So
what?
They are Star Striders. They're short Star Striders.
Dude, this is fucking crazy.
And
this model's crazy.
But here's the catch. It has cumbersome. So an operative cannot move in the same activation in which it performs a shoot with a ranged weapon.
Say what?
So it can't move and shoot. Period.
Okay, move 6 inches.
More than 6, sorry. His head.
Which is basically his whole move anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
But yeah, you're probably going to first turn position them either by dashing them or getting them with the 4-inch
So movement. You can't. So if you give this model an extra APL, you cannot move your full move dash.
Just a mere 6 instead of 7.
But,
an inch.
But you got climbing ropes.
Yeah.
So you just get on the vantage you want to be on, and there you go, baby.
Yeah.
And then weapon bipod. Each time this operative makes a shooting attack with its APM launcher in the roll attack dice step of that shooting attack, if the operative has not moved during the turning point, you can re-roll any or all of your attack dice, results of 1 number.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So this is a good guy to dash forward to a vantage point.
Well, I mean, they hit on 4, so that's worse than everyone else on the team. So that's probably why that's needed, because the gun is fucking cracked with 5 attacks. Pretty good.
Yeah, and well, whatever if it's hitting on that way. You just use any of their tactical ploys and shit, and you make them
fucking
better.
6-inch blast, bro. What the fuck is this? Fucking 3rd edition? 40K?
Yeah, a 3-inch. Essentially 6. Yes, depending on the full circle. Yeah, it's pretty strong. Like, you think you're safe with 2 inches,
it's strong,
and then you forget about high explosives, and then
that motherfucker's gonna die again. First. Fuck that model.
Literally
it's
the first thing I killed on the team when I played against him, because it's like,
no, he's a vantage king because you pop basically in position. You pop hidden engagement, which means he gets to reroll a die plus the other dice when he's in cover. If he's on vantage, probably always in cover. And tough survivalist, he's already given half damage to your first die. He's going to be a tough one to crack.
Already, you can make this guy live in a nest and never die. It's strong. It's
shooting very well.
And I think this weapon bipod is a little better than the Scouts version.
Yeah, dude, it has a 6-inch blast. What the fuck you talking about? That shit's cracked.
Yeah.
5 attacks? Get to re-roll a bunch of dice? I love it. All right, cool. And now we have the Iron Brack. Jesus. Why does this dude have 2 pages written about him?
Because he's that cool.
What the fuck? So, okay, so he has the same profile. 4+ saves. Movement is 4. 2 APL. This is the guy you're telling me that they really needed to include dummy mines and not dummy mines?
Tokens. Yeah, they did not give you double-sided tokens.
Yeah, get fucked.
What a waste. Hey, the Luster's Workshop's probably going to have double-sided token, just saying.
Yeah, eventually. So, bolt revolver. Okay.
Standard pistol.
Minefield. You have the minefield tokens on the battlefield. So does someone want to sum up this guy for us so we don't have to sit here and have another Squad Games minute trying to read two giant paragraphs?
I got this.
There you go.
He brought his combat shovel, though. He has a combat shovel. Make all the Krieg guys jealous.
The Entrencher? Yeah. Which is...
All right, so this is your standard war crimes guy of the team. You get 5 mines, 2 of them are fake, 3 of them are real. These can go anywhere outside 2 inches from doors, access points, enemy operatives, and other mines. So this happens at the beginning of battle. And 2 of them, they're all hidden. So that's why I talk about the tokens. They have to be basically homemade at this point. So anytime somebody goes within 2 inches of those, this is the other rule, the Hypex mines. You interrupt their action and flip a token over. If it's blank, nothing happens. However, if it's not blank, they take 3 mortal wounds and roll d6. If the result is under the target's save characteristic or invuln save, they take an additional mortal wound. In addition, you leave a token where it is face up, which goes to one of his other abilities. He can actually, when he activates, turn one of those mines back over again, so he can reset the mines remotely somehow, even after they explode. Which I'm just thinking of...
Xeno scum.
You just put this on like a loot objective. Somebody goes over to loot, interrupt, blast him. Immediately activate him again, reset that mine. So next turn you loot, you're going to have to basically have someone else loot or probably blow up, especially if it's like a guardsman. This is nasty.
Yes.
Or into the dark. Put one in front of the door on one side, put one in front of the door on the other side, and just laugh.
That's probably one of the best things for these guys, since it does have to be slightly away from objective markers, is to find where the choke points are on the map and just say, fuck you. See if it's a fake.
Well, it just says 2 inches. It can't be within 2 inches of a door and 2 inches of an objective, right?
Correct. But you can still find like where they're going to have to try to pass through to get to somewhere and just like get fucked, dude. And it was like when I was playing against Anthony, I was worried the whole time. Just thinking like, if I trigger this, even though I'm a Space Marine, so the most damage I was going to take was 5, but still, I don't want to take like a third of my health off to risk it, you know?
And you can't escape it too. 2 inches away, which means anybody bigger than 25 millimeter base will still overlap in that 1 inch bubble or 2 inch bubble, basically. So you're screwed.
You just explode.
This thing is insane, dude.
It kills hordes. Like it'll definitely kill a horde.
So on a 4, it just murders a vet guard. Jesus.
Yeah, he's a very fun character. Is he super strong? No, but is he a lot of fun and pretty good? Yes.
Cool. Cool.
It's his denial that's really the best part.
Yeah. A lot of free damage for no reason. Cool.
Yeah, Geller Pox had laughs.
Hell
yeah, dude, seriously, Geller Pox just walks through like I don't even know.
Why are these guys like so much cooler than the Salvagers?
Because this is like a new.
Because they have trench coats,
you know.
Yep.
Frenzied Felgor just runs over like 6 mines and laughs.
Hot take, not a fan of the trench coats.
Oh my gosh, gee, you're gonna
kill me.
You're gonna get roasted.
But I am a fan of the rules. But I am a miniatures man first, so if I don't like the minis,
so you don't like the minis?
It's the trench coats for me. It just kills. It looks
just add.
It
the
looks so ridiculous because it's just a regular coat on these guys.
Yeah. See, I like painting leather. I like it.
I'm not
so all right, G,
part.
I'll paint this team. Okay, you Perfect. Can paint up. You can finish up your
my salvagers.
Whenever, like, it's going to take a while, right?
They'll get there eventually.
All right.
I'm working on Nemesis Claw. They're more fun.
So now we have Jaeger Riflekin. So this guy has the weave workle, weave work.
Say that again.
Weave work.
We don't work here.
Weave work. I don't know what I don't know the punctuate the how does enunciate
say it with a banana bread accent.
Huh?
Say it with your banana bread accent.
Weave work.
There you go.
All right. Cloak. Each time the shooting attack is made against this operative in the roll defense dice set with that shooting attack, before you roll your defense dice, if it's in cover, you can do one of the following. Retain 1 additional dice as a normal successful save. Jeez. Or retain 1 dice as a successful critical instead of the result from cover, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm. It's nice.
It's kind of like the Elder Rangers.
Yeah. And he has a Magna Coil rifle, so 4 attacks hitting on 2s, 3 damage, AP 1, heavy, silent, and mortal wounds 3. So this is objectively
AP 1 is great.
This is objectively one of the best snipers in the game now. He does have heavy, but we were just talking about how I hate the Brood Brothers sniper. I get why he's good because you have some kind of ruthless coordination, dumb shit from them. This guy is just like, this is the guy that wants to be up in that sniper nest, not moving.
And that's the thing you'll find. It's like, as soon as you get this guy in this perfect spot, and just kills whoever he wants.
The fact that he has mortal wounds 3 on top of AP 1.
I would put him also next to the other guy, so both of them side by side. So when you kill one of them, you drop a body token, so the other one becomes overpowered.
That's exactly what Anthony did. He just kind of didn't realize he had a silent weapon and put him in engage.
Ah.
Yep.
Sadness.
So now he knows. Like, I'm just making fun of him. I'm roasting him in this episode. He just let us into his store with no problem, and here I am roasting the man.
Hey, next time he's going to murder you. He's going to learn everything.
Absolutely. This is the team that's bringing him back into Kill Team a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So the Jaeger tracker, huh? So this guy has the sinner. The sinner? Like just a sinner?
It's a sinner.
It's like Silicon NR.
Sinner.
Sayonara. Sayonara. Get it? Sayonara, Handbo. All right, I'm down with that. Another fucking silent guy. Okay. The fucking Handbo. Hell no. The hitting on 4s, 3-5. Why does everything in this team 3-5 damage? You know what they were like? This is what they did. I'm starting to get upset. This is what they did. They were like, hey, you know what? Let's make a dwarven team that's like dwarven pathfinders, but instead of giving everyone 4 or 5 damage, because that's busted, let's make everything 3-5 damage. Hell no.
I was just about to bring that up, and Pathfinders should be 3-5, not 4-5 for their standard weapon, right?
Dude, they were always 3-5 damage way back in the day.
That's what I'm saying.
Why do they have
so strong? Fucking Pathfinder. I'm gonna play them more. I don't even have them ready, so I can't.
Nerf them all.
Yeah. So this guy has another throwing hatchet, which is another silent weapon that has rending, and it is objectively better than his Sayonara handbow. So that is good. At least his hatchet will be used in a game.
Yeah, 4 or 5 damage. Holy shit.
Yeah, his hatchet's pretty decent. 4 or 5 damage hatchet.
It scared me enough to not fight him in combat. I forgot, like, oh yeah, that's 4 or 5 damage. Fuck that.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. And he has a pan-spectral visor, which is when determining line of sight for this operative, enemy operatives within 6 inches of it that aren't ready cannot be obscured and are treated as having the engage order. Is this just for him?
Yeah, just for him.
But it affects.
Are you sure?
It affects all the enemy operatives within the bubble, which means your allies can be like, "Hey, you're within that guy's bubble, so you can't be obscured."
For this operative.
No, it doesn't. Does it?
For this operative.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Thank God.
I was missing that too. Man, could you imagine? He's telling all his buddies, like, hey, fuck these guys.
Yeah, I know, right? He's
that would have been a cool thing, because at least it's 6 inches,
Yeah, but I mean, it's just 6 inches. It's not like that big a deal. But I mean, it's pretty good. He's got to roll up and shoot some dudes with this Sayonara crossbow, say Sayonara goodnight,
Yeah.
Yep. And we have, then he has the tracker ability, which is each time this operative fights in combat or makes a shooting attack against an enemy operative that is within 6 inches of it, if that enemy operative isn't ready in the roll attack dice step of that combat or shooting attack, re-roll any or all of your dice steps results of 1. So any singular dice, you can re-roll them, which is pretty cool. So he's kind of like the Felgor Mangler. He specifically targets models that have already been activated because that's the ones that he's going to have the most bonuses to. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
They get a lot of rerolls, these guys.
They do.
They do. See, so they got ways to manipulate their 4-up hits.
They're pretty good for having a 4-inch move.
Then you get a warrior, which is pretty standard. I think the Hobby Highlander himself had said the best option is to take the shotgun because it's cheaper in your equipment points to take a revolver or a plasma knife later. So you take the shotgun and then maybe you take a plasma knife with you.
So how many operatives specialties? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're taking 3 warriors, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bolt shotgun and fists and a bolt revolver, and then you said plasma knives are only 2 EP. Well, I mean, you're still spending 6, right?
Yes, which is an option. You don't have to do. You can take a bolt revolver, but again, if you have a shotgun, what's the point of taking it? Because the bolt shotgun is 3 EP. I mean, you could give it to like the bombast or something. I guess if you want to.
The bolt shotgun is. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's like you would give the shotgun never to the warriors. You give it to somebody else who doesn't have a long range weapon. But then again, the shotgun isn't super like crazy good unless you're in close combat. So maybe you don't always do that because they already have a 6-inch weapon. It varies really.
I mean, give it a bolt shotgun and give them some equipment. I guess you talk about it now. The fire some bolt shells and blast, especially like Into the Dark, is fantastic.
Good point. Because you got blast. You're right. That's a valid argument.
Blast shotguns.
So this is the only team that has broken climbing equipment?
Mm-hmm. And they don't really have grenades outside of the Gravatic Concussion grenade.
I mean, it's a good grenade.
It's a good grenade, yeah. And plasma knives are cheap and they're strong, so, and climbing equipment is there, so, it's already a good team. You
I'm saying that
equipment,
the climbing equipment is the only one that hasn't been nerfed.
You're right. And you're right. And the operative does need to be within 1 inch of physical and climbable part of a terrain feature in order to climb it.
There you go.
So it's a grapple gun.
Well, right now, yeah, but I'm sure that TOs, including myself, will just say, no, their climbing equipment works like everyone else's.
It's exactly what it, yeah.
Yeah, so stabilized shells change the type of ammunition loaded into the bolt shotgun with the above. So you can do...
It turns their shotguns into basically a 3-3 long-range gun as opposed to a 2-2.
So stabilized shells cost 1 EP, and then you have to spend an additional
action point to change it. So the first
if you want to rack it back to like the other ones, this is not really worth it.
It should have been when you take stabilized, it becomes one of these,
Interesting.
That way, it's like that's the shell they have with the ability to load a different gun. Because it's like,
During the setup step, you select what type is loaded with, so you can start with anything you wanted to.
Well, stabilized shells is saying. So stabilized shells is just saying that you add 1 damage to both characteristics for long range, and then you can choose 1 AP to change it. Yeah, interesting.
All right, I must have missed the first part where you're going to start with it, but okay, so that's actually not the worst.
Yeah, then we have,
for sure.
And then we have Firestorm bolt shells, which is a separate equipment, which does 4 attacks hitting on 3s, 2/4 damage, blast 1. Yeah, that's the one you take on
Into the Dark.
Into the Dark.
Yeah, you take this one.
Grant, and then the Gravatic Concussion grenades. Cool. That you can only bring 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get indirect limited, just a standard frag, and then they have the Ceramite undersuit.
Yeah, they have the Void Dancer kind of thing, which is cool.
Yeah, like the blast armor.
It's
interesting. So, I mean, they have decent things. You're definitely going to spend all your points, and nothing like that's like overpowered or broken with the team. I don't see
outside of Thunder in the map.
Outside of Mr. Bombast and the Blaster and, the Sniper. And the Iron Brack. This team is pretty good.
This team is pretty good. Is it Brood Brothers good?
Well, no. The thing that really holds them back is a 4-inch move.
Yeah,
they're really going to struggle.
Move. Just like Salvagers.
I think this team is ultimately going to be a high skill cap because there's so much. So if I had to give this team, I'd probably put them in high B above their brethren, right? For sure. Maybe even low A tier. I think that this team is going to be they have a lot of really good pieces. And if somebody's going to play them correctly and play them well, I think they have a really good chance at doing well. But I think that if you're not pre-planning the team to move and do certain things, they're really going to struggle because they get 4 inches of movement, right? So let's say a model moves and dashes every single turn. They can move a total of 7 inches. So they can move a total of 28 inches in a game.
Not to mention the extra early game movements, right?
Yeah, not including like deployment zones or anything like that. I'm just saying that they literally cannot get from one edge of the deployment zone to the other edge of the deployment zone if you start them on the back edge.
Right, which most people probably won't. So
yeah, but if you start them 6 inches up, right, then you can get to the back edge on turning point 4. So if you start in your own deployment zone. So this team is going to really struggle with the fact that each model you have to know what you're going to do with them, where you're going to go with them, and how you're going to do it.
Yeah, or else you'll fail.
Yeah, 5 of the models can kind of start outside of the deployment zone, which is nice. But yeah,
it's really interesting. It's really the only way you're going to do it. Otherwise, like this team would be, I'd say they'd be pretty as strong as Brood Brothers in a different way if they could move properly.
Do you think they'll get the Salvagers +1 movement FAQ?
I think so. I think there's going to be a point where they're like, this is just too slow.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, if this...
I hope they get rid of 4 inches in general. Like, unless you have some way to legitimately give you actual movement, like the Necrons do at least, like it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I think the minimum that any team should move is 4, unless 5, unless if you're injured,
Right. This is rough.
You're still minusing an extra 6 inches off a total game movement, if that. But with this, like, you're actively shaving off 12 inches of movement per model. 12, is it at 12? What, 2 times 4? 8 inches?
Yeah, still.
8 inches. 8 inches of movement total.
It's just
you're shaving off per model.
Like when your opponent can just do it with no problem. Like Brood Brothers over here just like walking around like it's nothing,
Yeah, they're like, I get to ignore climb. And heaven forbid you actually have to climb something with this team, even if you have
climbing.
The climbing ropes. Like if you have to climb stuff, you have to take climbing ropes. It's just like an objective, like, God, imagine trying to climb something without climbing ropes with this team.
You don't.
Thank God both the shorties have that.
Sounds like
unless you can start on top of one, then you don't need it.
It's 2 guys.
And then they're still releasing. That's hilarious. They're still releasing beta decima maps in this book. They have a fucking diagonal deployment zone now.
Wow, they're really like stepping their game up here, man.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to deploy on the. This would be so much better if you could actually deploy already on the structures, right? But you can't. No, they're not. It's not in the deployment zone.
Beta Decima is whack, but it's more fun to play narratively than to play competitively.
Yeah.
Just keep it in the narrative, keep it in the home with the homies. Don't bring it to the tournament. The terrain, that is.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, some of these maps aren't actually terrible, but it's because they. Oh no, they're fucking terrible. I fucking lied. That's so fucking bad. What the fuck is that? Mission 4? Oh my goodness. I love these.
You're going to give yourself an aneurysm from all this.
Dude, Mission 5 is the best. Like, they have 3 objective markers out. Oh my God. Oh my God. It looks kind of fun. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it is fun. Is it also weird that they put the Brood Brothers first? How many times do they? Usually it's always the Loyalist team, which is first.
Is my joke.
So do they think that these nasty little Brood Brothers are first?
They're the good guys, man.
Dude, they're nasty, bro. Look at their faces, bro. Yeah. You know what they look like? They look like the vampires from Blade 2. What are those called? Blade 2
vampires.
Yeah, Blade 2 vampires. I'm pretty sure that's what they were. Yeah. Are they called Reapers? Ugly ass motherfuckers is what they are. Not gonna lie. Fuck Brood Brothers. Go Hernkyn or fucking Yaegirs. But yeah, we're gonna wrap out this episode. Did you guys have anything else that you guys want to shout out or anything? James, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast, homie.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, man. Is there anything you want to shout out, brother?
I don't know. Aiden, challenge for you. Cowboy hats, dwarves, make it hat.
Yeah.
How about you, G?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at wargaming_studios. I'm going to try to finish those Nemesis class so I can play more elites. You can join us on the Discord and tell me why you do like the trench coats for some reason. And of course, you can find us on YouTube. We're at Hobby Highlander right now. Squad Games Entertainment. Hobby Highlander is the show we're doing. We've got more filming and productions coming soon. But you can catch the older episodes too, because those episodes will forever be relevant unless they get rid of all paints by tomorrow. You know? So there's always that. And shout out to our patrons for helping us do what we do in a more personal way. And if you want to join, feel free to do so in the links below. If not, just listening to this and sharing this podcast or sharing the YouTube channel really helps. And thank you so much for coming to all of our events, for anyone who does or is thinking about coming to events. You know, that we really appreciate that. How about you, Dakotah?
Happy birthday, Evelyn. Thank you for letting us steal your husband on your birthday night for 2 hours. Also, thank you to everyone who's listening. Again, I'm going to shout out Hobby Highlander. If you guys want to see what the most magical silver paint is, that episode is out. And hopefully by this Friday, we will have Jade out as well. Black is the next episode after Jade, and then we're doing blue. So then we're going to be filming here pretty soon for the next 3 or 4 episodes. So looking forward to doing more content for you guys. And hopefully the balanced data slate will come out so that we can see, so we can make another Meta Watch episode as well. So until next time, everyone, thanks for listening to us as always. Appreciate you and your time. And we'll talk to you all again soon.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya. Goodbye, Giga G.
Yeah.
Giga G.
The Squad Games podcast is a production of Squad Games Entertainment. For more information on Squad Games, please visit our website at lestersworkshop.com/squad-games.